Just in case you thought apportionment was over, guess what? We still have Adams apportionment. All right, so what you're going to notice here is we're going to walk through all the steps, and I am going to do this on the TI-84 to help y'all with a little bit of speed. And we're going to look at a table here with states A through F and with various populations. Now, the first thing we are going to do is you'll notice that I have set up a table over here in my TI-84, and you may want to do that to help you out. So in order to get to your list in your TI-84, you do want to go to Stat, and then you want to go to Enter, and you'll notice that I've already put in the populations of each one of the states. Now, one of the first things that we do automatically is we find our, we go ahead and find our standard divisor. And in order to do that, what we're going to do is I am going to go ahead and find the sum of the first column. And you'll notice that in order to find the sum of the first column, you are going to be able to go ahead and add that up and calculate, and it will come out to be 12,500,000. You can see that sum at the bottom of the table. Once we know that, we take that 12,500,000, okay, and what we're going to do is we are going to divide it by the 250 seats, so we can find the population that has to occur for each one of the individual seats, and that is 50,000. So that 50,000 tells us that we were going to be dividing, that's going to be our standard divisor in this case. Each one of those states has its population, or it gets a seat for every 50,000 people that it has. So let's go back to our table, and we're going to find out how many people or how many seats each one of these states get from our table. So I'm going to go to back to our list, edit, and I'm going to go up to where it says L2. You'll notice that L2 is highlighted. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to press second one, and that's going to bring L1 there. And I'm going to divide it by 50,000 people. When I do that, you will see those numbers for the standard quota of 32.9, and you'll see that entire list. Now, with Adams' method, what we do is simple. We increase to the upper quota, which means that what we're doing essentially is just rounding up. So for example, 32.92 is 33, 138.72 is 139, 30.24 is going to be 4, 41 that's going to bring us to 42, 13.7 is going to bring us to 14, and then 19.6 is going to bring us to 20. Now at this point, we are simply just going to go back and we are going to add these up. So 33 plus 139 plus 4 plus 42 plus 14 plus 20. And what you're going to notice automatically is we have 252 seats that need to be taken up. And what that tells us automatically is that by rounding up, we have to have 252 seats. But guess what? We only have 250. So this isn't going to work. We need to get rid of those 2 seats. So in Adams' method of apportionment, what they say is we're going to use the upper quota. So that means 50,000 as our standard divisor doesn't work. We are going to check a new divisor. Let's go ahead and check another number. Let's maybe go with 50,400. Okay, so let's go 50,400. We're going to increase our number so we can decrease the number of seats. So what we're going to do here is simple. We go back to our list. We go back to stat. Okay, we back to enter, and we're going to go back up to L2, and we are just going to change it. I'm going to go L2. I'm going to clear out all that information. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to L1. So second one, L1 is going to be there. We've increased our divisor because we want to decrease the seats. So I'm going to put 50,400. Let's see what happens. Okay. Well, guess what? I am going to go and I'm going to write those rounded values in. And it looks like we have 33. We have 138. Look at the 137.6. We're going to round that up to its upper quota. We're going to go to 4. We're going to go to 42. 41.48 rounds up, upper quota. We're going to go up to 14, and we're going to go to 20. 19.44 is going to go to 20. Now, you should notice automatically only one of them changed. Okay, so only one of them changed. We can go through and add them all up again just to be safe, but only one of them changed. So you should see what that value is really quick. We should have 251 seats, but just in case you don't see that, I'm going to add it. 42 plus 14 plus 20. And when I do that, I have 251 seats. Well, guess what? We still only have 250 seats available. And so we are 1 over. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to increase again to see if we can make the change. So I'm going to say 50,400. Let's go 50,800, and maybe it'll be too much. I don't know, but let's go 50,800 is going to be our divisor. So I'm going to go back to stat. I'm going to go back to edit. I'm going to go back up to L2, and I'm going to press enter and clear this out. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my list L1, and I'm going to divide it by our standard divisor, well, not our standard divisor, our new modified divisor of 50,800. And let's see if it works, okay? And 32 now becomes 33, 137, 4 because we're rounding up, 42 because we're rounding up, 13.4 becomes 14, and 19.29 still becomes 20. Now, when we get to 250 seats, we are exactly done, okay? So let's go ahead and let's go back to our home here, and let's just add them up to make sure. 33 plus 137 plus 4 plus 42 plus 14 plus 20. And guess what? We get 250. And that tells us that we are in fact done. So 250 is where we're at. So these are going to be the apportionment of seats. So that means state A gets 33, state B gets 137, C is going to get 4 seats, D 42, E 14, and F is 20. That is how we apportion towards the Adams method, is we just simply modify our divisor, and we're using the upper quota until we eventually get the correct number of seats. That's Adams' method of apportionment.